Here's a Beyond the Pitch podcast quick hit from the WVSA Digital Network.
Certainly, if the coach has had some athletic experience themselves as a youth player and maybe as a young adult, maybe a collegian, whatever the sport, I would encourage you to think about the coaches you enjoyed playing for and training with, and maybe the ones that created a less than desirable or less than positive environment. So regardless of what the sport was, a little bit of reflection on what worked for you when you were a young athlete as opposed to what didn't. That would be one thing. The other thing I would suggest, and I kind of have fun with this, is if you went to these children's classrooms and they were taking their English classes, would they be reading Shakespeare? If they were doing their math classes, would they be doing calculus? The answer to which is obviously no. So think a little bit about how the kids would play in the playground at recess or in the park, and they'd be climbing on the jungle gyms, they'd be running through the wood chips, they'd be playing different tags. It'd be very eclectic. I would try to replicate that environment as opposed to two children standing 10 yards apart from each other, learning how to kick the ball with the inside of their foot. You'll never find a couple of kids playing organically in the park or in the backyard, standing completely still 10 yards apart from each other, performing some rather drab technical challenge. Now, you might want to put them into things like relay races, which can put a lot of energy in, and you certainly can teach a lot of the techniques you may know or you may be getting an understanding of, but you have to teach them in a way that is accessible to 6, 8, 10, 12-year-olds, not the way you would necessarily teach them to a group of high school or collegians who are completely understanding of the formal demands of technical development and probably more willing to do something formal.